Two Guys, One Rail podcast.
Aloha everybody, and welcome back to the Two Guys, One Rail podcast. I'm your host Kevin, and I'm here to do my solo review on the movie Lilo and Stitch, 2025 live-action adaptation to the 2002 animated movie. So, is Lilo and Stitch worth your money to see in the theaters, or just wait for streaming services? I'm here to let you know, so let's get into it. I'm just going to do an overview of the movie. So, in this live-action adaptation, Dr. Jumba is convicted by the Galactic Federation of an illegal genetic experimentation, which created Experiment 626, near indestructible creature with advanced learning capabilities. Jumba is found guilty and imprisoned, while 626 is exiled. However, 626 escapes to the planet Earth, or Yarth, crashing in the Hawaiian island of Kauai, where Stitch finds Ohana, which means family. So, this movie had a budget of $100 million, and it is well done. So with the cast, we have Mia Khalifa, which I might butcher these names, I do apologize. So Mia Khalifa plays Leo. This is her first film. This is her film debut. We also have Sydney Agodonga, who plays Nina, Lilo's sister. We got Tia Carrere, who plays Miss Kikoa. We got Courtney B. Vance, who plays Cobra Bubbles. We got Zach Kalpanakis, plays Jumba, who voices Jumba. Bill Magnus plays Bleakley. We got Hannah Waddingham, who's the voice of Grand Councilwoman. Chris Sanders, who does the voice of Stitch, and we have Kepo Dodoit. I can't pronounce his name properly, I'm very sorry, but he plays David. So I went with my older kids, because this month has been very crazy with the young ones. With people getting sick, I might sound a bit nasally and that, but gotta push on. But they did enjoy it. They had fun. They were laughing along with me. I was having a really great time with this film. And if you want to compare the animated movie to this one, the live action one is not a complete, let's say, it's not a full one-to-one version of the animated movie, which I think a lot of people expected and probably were wanting, but they didn't do that. So this is sort of like a little mix, not a mix, but they bring in elements from the animated series, the other sequels, to this live action film, which is it's okay, which it was a little bit weird in ways, because when you think of Lilo and Stitch, you think of the very first one, and you don't think of the animated series and stuff like that, which I thought was a bit weird how they went about it. But this was not at all a terrible movie. It was very enjoyable. It's not a great, amazing movie, but it wasn't boring. So this does play pretty well with emotions, as does most Disney movies do, and it does have that hit of hitting you in the heartstrings. Not as impactful as they probably thought, but it might determine on you and what you've gone through, because this is very heavy on the story of Nina looking after her little sister after something happened to their parents, and child services social workers come to the visit, and they talk about Lilo having to go to another home and stuff like that, because Nina is having trouble looking after and holding down a stable job, which this can in real life can affect people, and it can hit hard at home. But they did pretty well with that sort of stuff, and it does hit that emotional stage. The jokes in that were really funny. They were really fun. It did hit well with, the humor and all that. It's there from the first one. It's pretty much there, but not as great. I'll go into the comparisons a bit more later, which I'll go into spoilers fairly soon. But with the acting, with Maya, plays Lilo, and Sydney, who plays Nani, they did really well. They did, the acting was really well. They did act like they were sisters, and they've known each other for a while. Yeah, for Mia, her first film debut, I feel like she did really well with her interacting with Stitch, which is a CGI character, and she probably has points where she has to look at, and then she did really well. It tracked really well. It seemed like she could see him. She knew he was there. And with the CGI, it was very well done. I mean, the only thing that was very CGI, obviously, would be Stitch, the aliens, the ships, and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like everything else was really well done, and it's the way Stitch interacted with the environment was really good. It didn't look cheap. It didn't look too bad. It looked really pretty spot on, in my opinion. It felt nothing looked very janky. The only thing I did feel that looked really janky was towards the end when Nani was petting Stitch. It kind of looked a little bit off. I felt like her hand was a little bit off on where he was, but that's just a little thing. It didn't take away from anything. But I just picked that up, and I was like, oh, okay. But other than that, it was really well done. So if we want to go into similarities from the animated movie to this one, basically the start of this one is pretty one-to-one with the animated movie. Very, very well done. Very close, very well done. And they fleshed out some of the characters. Like in the animated movie, you didn't pick up what creature they were. They're more just alien people in the animated movie. But in the live action, like there's one that was looked like an axolotl to me. And I'm like, oh, okay. that's pretty cool. So they add a bit more detail to the characters and that. But for the beginning of the animated movie and to this one, it is pretty close, but it's not 100%. They did take out little scenes, which I thought was a bit, it would have added more. I felt like they should have stuck more to what the animated movie was and not try to not snippet it, but try to take away a little bit more from it, which I thought was a bit disappointing. The pros of this movie is it's very funny. It's very funny. It's fun. It's funny. It makes you laugh, and it's just like it just has that little Disney touch, of course. And it overall was very enjoyable. I enjoyed it. My kids, I went, and other people around me, everyone was laughing in the movie theaters. It was a pretty packed movie theaters, actually. And it was everyone was laughing. The majority of people are laughing. The cons, which I'm going to go into spoilers now with the cons, because there is a little bit of an issue that I think a lot of people have with this movie. And I'm going to touch on that now. So if you want to stick around, I mean, if you've seen the animated movie, there's not much spoilers. But I'm going to go into something that might deter people. But it's up to you if you want to listen to this part. If not, then stop now. I would go see this in the movies. I would go see it again. I definitely would go see this again in the movies, and it is worth your time and is worth your money. It's an enjoyable movie for kids, adults only, whatever. I would go see this. And for rating, before going into spoilers, I'd give this a 7.5 popcorn buckets. It's not a fantastic, like, blowing your mind movie. It is very enjoyable. It is above mid, but a 7.5 I feel is very, very good because it does miss certain things from the animated version to this one that I think should have been in it and would have made it a higher rating if it was. So we'll get into that now. But yeah, 7.5. And if you made it to this point, thank you. And if you don't want to listen to the spoilers, that's fine. But here come the spoilers.
Spoilers!
Alright guys, spoilers. As I said, this is not a very spoiler-esque sort of section, but I feel like one of the main things that did take away from this is, it's not a spoiler, but it is very disappointing, is there is no Captain Gantu. He is not present in this film at all. He is not referenced to. I'm pretty sure he's not referenced to. And what they've done is they made Cobra Bubbles, who was played by Courtney B. Vance. He takes on the role of Gantu, basically. Sort of. So he, instead of, because in the animated version, Cobra Bubbles is a former CIA agent and who is the social worker for Lilo. And in this version of the live action, he is an active CIA agent who is tracking down Stitch because he works for the government and they found the crashed ship from Stitch when he escaped. And so he is aware there's an alien presence on the island, which I thought was very strange. I thought it'd take away. And also the social worker, they added another character in who is Miss Kikoa, who is the actual social worker for Lilo. So she takes on the Cobra of the animated version, Cobra Bubbles. And they do put Cobra Bubbles into the social worker's thing because he tries to go undercover to try to get close to find Stitch by acting like a director of social services. And I thought it was I thought it was a bit strange. But yeah, Captain Gantu is not present at all, which I thought is a bit of a mistake because in the beginning with before he escapes and they have Stitch locked in and they have the big guns pointed at him, that's the part where Gantu in the animated version tells him you can't escape. It's linked to your genetic code, so it only shoots at you. That's when Stitch spits and all that. But in the live action, Gantu's not there. It's just a little worker like in the animated version. And he says that all Gantu's lines there. I don't know why they decided didn't put Captain Gantu in there. Very strange idea. Very strange. Because it would have, to see a live action version of Gantu would have been fantastic. And you could have made a good voice actor for him as well. Strange reason why they didn't do that. There are a couple of Easter eggs I found. There's an Easter egg where over time Jumba's trying to catch Stitch, obviously, and take him away, get him away from Earth, whatever. But when they're flying, after Jumba recaptures Stitch, they're flying on the ship trying to get out, and he tells him, he goes onto a display of a computer, and when he's flicking through, he's telling Stitch that he's going to turn him into 627, which is the red version of Stitch, which is the named Eval from, I believe, the animated series. I could be wrong. It could be one of the other sequels. But when he's flicking through, you see Experiment 221, Sparky, and Experiment 624, Angel. So you don't see him like live action version. You just see like a display version of them. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So other than that, there's not many little Easter eggy things in a way. So other than that, there is no post scene for this movie, which I'm like, Disney, you could have done something better with that. I believe you could have done something when you incorporated Angel or even Spike, just the live action version, like you see him on a ship in that. That'd be really good. So overall, guys, like I said before, I'm gonna give this, I gave it it a 7.5. Very funny film, very worth your time. And that will be the end of my review. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. And if you can, please leave a review, like, subscribe, check out our other channels. We got Facebook under the same name, Two Guys One Real Podcast. And if you can check out our YouTube channel, that'd be great. Until then, see you in the next one.